because it's really interesting. We think this idea of where do all of our relationships go, especially as the economy becomes incredibly challenging. And we know that achieving retail and getting our message across will probably be in the most challenging environment most of us have ever experienced. So this idea of collaboration becomes even more important, and in my opinion is really the only way that anyone can succeed, because we're either all in it together or we don't win at all. So today, what we did want to talk about is the whole team effort that we started at. We set out a pretty rigorous process for this collaboration and everywhere we went, but it all started from an amazing challenge. And that was the idea that we, as a car company, are launching a brand new pickup in probably the most challenging economic times that we've ever seen for launching a truck. You know the whole story about this. So that really sort of set the tone for our challenge and made us think about, what's the best way to be innovative and to really be able to reach our customers, again, in a market where you're gonna have a lot of barriers, a lot of obstacles, a lot of other messages. So it was really exciting when we put this whole team together. And I'll just tell you who everyone is. So this is Joe DiMeglio from Organic, Jason Harris from Mechanism, and you'll hear a lot more about that. Jules Daly from RSA, which is Ridley Scott, the Ridley Scott team who put all of this together for us. And Brian DiLorenzo from BBDO, who's had an amazing background in terms of all this kind of collaboration. And we've got
Rick Dennis.
Rick. Oh, yeah, no, I'm kidding. Rick and I work together every day. And I also want to introduce Gary Pascu, who's also here from the creative team from BBDO. So again, we appreciate the time. So our challenges: massive gas prices rising when you're about to launch a truck, no credit in the marketplace. You know, we've heard all of this over and over again. Home values going down, which affects the whole truck market. So again, what do you do when you have all those things? On the other hand, we had that decision to face. In this kind of a challenging market, we have the best truck our engineers have ever created. It has so many innovations in it. It had been done with enormous amounts of research, the most research that Chrysler had ever done to make sure that we built a truck that had the features and benefits and values that our customers wanted. So as a team together, we decided we'd much rather, even in challenging times, give our customers the absolute best product that we have and make sure that they get the best value that we can produce than holding off or waiting. So with that sort of setting the groundwork for us, off we went into the idea of, all right, where do you go and how do you make this the most challenging possible? A couple other things for those of you who don't know about the truck market. It's the third biggest segment in the car market in the United States still. There's over a million, there actually traditionally were about 2 million units sold. It's come down, but it is a very significant marketplace. And it's probably the most diverse marketplace ever because you have all kinds of different needs. We actually macro targeted into these 5 different segments. And all these segments want the same basic truck, but they all have very different needs for it. So of course that makes the messaging really complicated. We have to make sure that we can hit all those different needs and motivations, because there are very different motivations for each of those groups. The other part that we had in terms of that complication was the fact that a truck has numerous features, benefits to talk about that will appeal to this. So it goes all the way from the fact that we launched a crew cab, which has a full back seat so that you can get 5 passengers in it fully, to this innovative thing called the Ram Box, where we actually put a toolbox into the sides of the truck, to the fact that we have a brand new link coil suspension, to there's 42 storage things that has Wi-Fi. I mean, there are many, many different very core features to talk about that all will appeal differently to those target segments. So in terms of a launch campaign, that's a lot of messaging to get out. One core message, there's no way that that would do it in this kind of a marketplace. So that's what we wanted to do, get all that into one cohesive, coherent launch, using all the assets and resources and knowledge that we had through an enormously talented team. And we challenged BBDO to come up with an idea that was as epic as anything that could happen today and that would really break through the clutter in these challenging times. And then we worked with our agency, PhDs, our media agency. They couldn't be here today with us, so I'll talk a lot about what they did to all put it together and make sure that we got in all the right channels and that we have the right mix of entertainment and content and core retail messages to make it all happen.